Hello, everybody, and welcome to NinjaChris Silly History, and welcome to this month's show on Dodgeball, the history of Dodgeball, but it's also a bit of a reality check on what Dodgeball really is and what it's all about, because TV, movies, and stuff have influenced a lot of people on what dodgeball really is, and I'm afraid to disappoint you, but all the movies and TVs and that you've seen, they're just exaggerating or just completely getting it all, completely messing it all up. But we'll get we'll get to all of that bit when we actually dig into the history itself of the dodgeball. But we've also got to look back. Oh, let's just say not too long ago, just about 2 million years ago. We've got to look back at the hunter gatherer and those what they refer to as the Homo erectus, which were the first kind of people on Earth who had the ability to throw. So we're looking really at throwing, because obviously in dodgeball, it requires a bit of throwing, to chuck balls at each other. So I'm looking right back at the hunter gatherers because their early stages was, yes, they were chucking stones and stuff and rocks. Oh, and they use sticks as well. Probably carve a bit of spike on them so they can hunt animals and stuff, so they can get meat and then they can cook all that stuff. And so that was all like 2 million years ago. 1.8 million. Oh, it's not that long ago, is it? It's just it's just 1.8 million. Yeah. And obviously, as they got the knowledge going, they started getting a bit creative, because around this time we were getting into the Stone Age, so they were starting to use stone. So them sticks that they were using, they put a stone tip on it. So when they caught game, they could prod them a little bit better. I'm afraid that that's how things were back then. It wasn't throwing them, it was more just, okay, maybe not with the squeak, but you get it. They couldn't throw long range. And yeah, that was still 500,000 years ago. So we're getting closer. We're getting closer to modern day. Then about 400,000 years ago, they invented. They called the Clacton spear. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but it was just a bit of more of an advanced version of your standard stone tipped one, or it was just a fancy name of its upgrade. It still was a stabbing. It was more for a thrusting, close range weapon still. So, yeah, until 200,000 years ago, they came up with the Schoningen spear, which is basically like our modern day javelin, which is smaller and more stronger. Oh, and this one, instead of thrusting, which you can still do if you're close range, but you can throw it and hit a target, provided your aim is right, which is sometimes an issue. But the thing is, with people around that time, they were getting gradually more intelligent. So it's the joys of being part of the hunter gatherers. Thing is, back then, what they were doing was normal to them. From us, from the outside, we're just used to going to the shop, going to the supermarket and buying our stuff. I'm afraid back then, the hunter gatherers, they had to literally kill their own food. I know it sounds wrong, but that's all they had. They still cared for each other and stuff like that. So hunter gatherers weren't all tribal menaces and at war with each other. Yes, they would fight amongst other tribes, but in reality, they were just essentially normal for that time. They got along. They showed compassion for each other. They didn't want people in their tribe to die. Obviously, it's just the picture that people have painted on these hunter gatherer people, that they're still people. They were just living in that time. But what can you do? It's about 200,000 years ago, and obviously down to more modernish day, because we come to the Olympics when the javelin and a discus throw were obviously quite a popular one that came in like in 708 BC, when the first Olympics, I believe, was, or first or second Olympics. Can't quite remember. I know I did the history of Olympics a while ago now. I don't remember the old details. I'm not sure if 708 was the second. Oh, who cares? It happened. That's when the javelin was added into a pentathlon, I believe. So yes, but there was still the problem with the issue of how did we get the balls in the world? Because obviously we've got the throwing, but we need balls. So they, they invented in ancient Egypt, I believe, is where they focused on, where you can see most ball games produced and ball toys. So bowling balls, for example, in 3200 BC. So I'm trying to bring the throwing and the balls together. So I'm trying to bring the two together here. So yes, they had rubber. They first set of rubber balls was in 1600 BC by the Mesoamericans. So that was cool. So they had rubber balls, but I don't know exactly how they were, but for some reason I've got that inkling that they didn't use it for a dodgeball, but at least the spherical shape was still being formed. But in modern day now, we do use rubber balls, so if it wasn't for these Mesoamericans, we would never have had the idea. The ancient Chinese then had some balls as well. Sorry, that's the ancient Chinese balls. They came in 1000 BC. I am sorry. This is all coming across a bit weird, but yes, that'll do. We're in there, and yes, I mentioned the Olympic Games in 708. But the thing is that these sort of things, just looking at the fact that of throwing over the years, of how it's improved and stuff. I mean, I could just have jumped straight into the dodgeball history and stuff, but when I thought about it, I thought, well, throwing and the aspect of spherical objects, they're quite important too, since that's the equipment that they tend to use in dodgeballs. So, yes, but back then they weren't actually named balls. I don't know exactly what they were named, but the first time a ball was actually named as such was in 1205 AD. So, so we're in the more modern era now. We've gone into the AD era. So we're going forward. We're going forward a bit, and now I'm moving into a mythical thing that I think that they used it in the Dodgeball movie, the movie called Dodgeball, which is what actually set people down a wrong path with the Dodgeball game. And I'm afraid, I'm sorry that it's come to that, because I think everybody really focuses on the movies for Dodgeball, especially if people like me who have never actually partaken in the game of Dodgeball, I've gone under that prejudice and stuff that the movies give you an accurate representation, but in reality I've realized that it doesn't, because I've had a good look around YouTube and had a look and This does not look like the Dodgeball movie that I watched. This is super fast. I'm surprised that TV can even pick it up. The recordings that I'm surprised that you can even pick it up. I was like, whoa, 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 hang on. Thankfully, the court is fairly small, depending on which way you're inclined, because different tournaments have different sized courts and stuff. But either way, it's blooming fast. Well, the modern rules are anyway. But the old we to the I was on the myth, wasn't I? We're gonna go through the myth from that I think was just from the movie. Was when they showed that videotape of the Mongol warrior saying that the Mongol warriors in 1241 AD were throwing severed Hungarian heads at each other. Now, as much as it sounds plausible, but I know that the Mongol Empire weren't too bothered about the enemies and chopping their heads off. They were just more happy at conquering the land, to be fair. So chopping their heads off and throwing them to each other and turning it into a game. If it was real, I can't say I'm too surprised, but from research, it's everybody seems to be pointing towards mythical. So I'm not at liberty to argue with that. Obviously, I wasn't alive in the 13th century. Sometimes I may feel like I was alive in that time. Sometimes I feel even older. But, yep, that's another story for me. But, yeah, I think that was just a mythical thing. But that's the start of our journey on basically catching you up on how Dodgeball started coming into being anyway. Obviously, we haven't gotten to the actual Dodgeball coming into it, but we might as. But I thought I'd at least get us in on the equipment because I feel that the equipment is just as important. Because modern day equipment is well quite a lot more complex. I think we can say all the clothes that you got to have blooming. Some of them though don't have as complex. Depends on how official your game is you're playing. Obviously, if you're just playing as a small league, you can theoretically just wear what you want as long as you wear the same colours, which is pretty standard. As long as you match, and we can tell that you're part of that team and they're part of that team, and you stay behind that line and I'll stay behind that line. That kind of thing. And I still can't get over the fact of how fast it is, but how serious the tactics are. It's incredible watching them. People assume that it's like the Dodgeball movie, and I'm afraid it's not. It's all about the tactical side of the game. I'm afraid you've got to get moving around, make sure you're in the right place. It's just amazing. They've actually got different positions of where they're placed because you've got the ones who do all the throwing, which are usually the players with the strongest arms because, well, they can put more power into it. You've got the ones that are called catchers, so they're mostly focused on, well, it's pretty self-explanatory. They focus on catching the ball, which in this modern age, if you catch the ball, you can bring one of your players who have previously been knocked out back into the game. So in the Dodgeball movie, they got that bit right, and then the person who got caught out, then they're eliminated. So that's a little bit they got right. Oh, the bit that they got right as well was you get knocked out after one hit. But it wasn't always like that when it came to Dodgeball, because Dodgeball was first found in Africa, actually. A guy called Dr. James Carlisle was from England, and he took a trip to Africa, and he observed how their game was over there in Africa. Instead of using soft balls that we have now, they used rocks, and they threw them at each other. Not exactly standard kosher rules, if you ask me. As you probably understand, they used it mostly for warfare practice, that sort of thing, which kind of makes sense, but also could result in very, very big injuries. But unfortunately, over in Africa, they didn't really care too much, and there was no out of bounds as well. No, there's no boundaries. You just essentially threw rocks at each other, and if you went down, then you're out. But that's just the way it was, because during that time, it was about 200 years before now. What basically 200 years ago, Dr. Carlisle in the 18th century, he was watching. That just makes me wonder, how can you stand there watching people throw rocks and not get a rock thrown at you yourself? I mean, call me fickle and everything, but if you're stood there pretending you're like with a clipboard, it's like, oh yes, that's a rock, yes, 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 he's thrown that. How the heck did bloody James Carlisle not get hit by a rock? And, well, maybe he did get hit by a few rocks, and he probably was crawling back to England. I don't know. But either way, he created the earlier rules for when we got back to England. So the amazing thing about it is Dodgeball was originally English until an American started watching. But the early rules, it kind of followed along a similar line with the African version. Instead of using rocks, though, they decided to turn it to rubber balls. Thank you for that. Thank you for changing it, at least. Unfortunately, you're not out until you're actually knocked out. So there's no one hit at that point. It was more just keep hitting them until they fall down. So I kind of feel sorry for the people who get caught in a trap. It's kind of like, because you get that with the lesser players, the ones who are a bit more weaker, you usually gang up on them. Imagine doing that with a leather ball and constantly having them thrown, because if you're the only one left, and the other team's got 5, you better count your blessings, because you're just going to keep getting pummeled with the balls until you go down. I mean, I'll commend you for being able to stand up, but I'd rather just go down and just say I've lost. Thing is, back around the 18th to 19th century, that there was a lot of stiff competition for things back then. They didn't want to commit unless you got knocked out, which is one of the reasons why in 1884 there was a guy called Philip Ferguson who was watching a game at St. Mary's College in England, and he saw this, and he wasn't too impressed with the rules. So between 1884 to 1905, he was preparing all these different plans, including the common you're out by rules. What one hit and you're out. I don't think they actually brought in the catch and bring a team member back situation for a little while. I'm not fully certain, but Philip Ferguson was the one who brought it over to America, and he formed the actual rule book in 1905. So this is how we got the modern game. So, and it's been pretty much the same with a few add-ons every now and then. And I realise I've been chatting and chatting and chatting. I haven't said hello to anybody. Oh, sorry, guy. I gotta get around to you. Hello, Anna? Sorry, Philly Mouse. I'm gonna have to call you Philly Mouse because it's my auntie Anne who chose this topic. So I'll have to refer to you as Philly Mouse during this one because I don't want to get the situation confused. So my auntie Anne and your Philly Mouse for tonight. I do apologise for that, but it's just the way it is. And hello, Mowley. Good to see you as well. Terry, good to have you here. Joanne, always great to have you here. Say the rain, grass, feed the okay. Let's see you all here. So, oh, great. You like my t-shirt, do you, Joanne? Yeah, breathe. It's the best way to live your life. And I don't mean that metaphorically either. Oh, you've been baking, have you, Joanne? Again, apple and sultana strudel. Chocolate cornflake cakes with sultana. You like your sultanas, don't you, in that one? So yeah, it's great to have you all here. I hope you've all had a wonderful 2 weeks, actually. Because I forgot to express the fact that I'm now trying to do every couple of weeks, but I'm trying to add an extra stream in between. So it's going to be a bit different because a couple of weeks ago I did a chipmunk version of my Roman Britain episode. So if people didn't get it, you can get a sped up version with a bit more comical, but you still can understand the information. That took me a little while to work that one out because there was one time when I did it too fast and you could barely understand it. You could make an occasional word, but it was no. But we're all good. I think I've got the fine balance. You get the chipmunk voice, but you can still understand. You've just got to be more of a quick listener, so to speak. Yeah. Oh. Ooh. You always love your own bacon, don't you? It's very hard to find lots of. Oh, we're going onions, are we? I don't like red. I will admit I don't like red onions. I can't get to grips with them. No. Does any of you guys have any dodgeball history that you care to share with the class? Do you have any dodgeball fun that you may have had in your school? Were you picked last in gym class or whatever? Or are you actually part of an official dodgeball team where you actually get to play with the official rules and stuff? It's not televised. It's not. I also want to let you know that I had a little dig into that dodgeball movie, and apparently in the making of, apparently they did have to go through proper dodgeball training in order to do the movie, because they had to actually do proper dodgeball moves in the movie. So they had to go to a training camp. So when you see Vince Vaughn, Ben Stiller, they actually had to be trained to play the acting of dodgeball. So they couldn't just go into it and just pretend. They had to actually learn all the moves and learn the rules so they could follow them. Apparently, in an interview, they said they were absolutely shattered after doing all the acting, because they had to do the training, and then they had to do the same thing with the camera on them as well. Apparently, they were absolutely knackered, and some of those scenes where you actually saw them they were actually out of breath. They literally were saying things, and apparently there was a guy in it called Justin Long who played the the teenage love puppy, as they called him. He was the young lad who always seemed to get things chucked at him. He seemed to be the young lad who was a cheerleader as well, in that, which I'm not judging, which is actually quite a common thing now. Do you actually still have cheerleaders anymore? Is that still a thing? I assume in American sports, yeah, I've seen stuff, because you like your halftime shows and stuff like that. I suppose it's similar in the dodgeball, but unfortunately they don't have that. The dodgeball tournaments they had for dodgeball wasn't correct, but it's just how committed do you have to be as an actor to actually go through the basic training of dodgeball in order to do an hour and a half movie on dodgeball. I mean, that's commitment right there, isn't it? I mean, seriously. You yelled. Okay, Philly. I figured you might be all right with that. I don't think she should. My auntie Anne probably won't show up live, but hopefully she'll watch it, because the funny thing is, though, it was a year ago that we were talking about it, because we were actually watching the movie a year ago, and me and Auntie had a chat about it, and we just decided, I'll do dodgeball next year, and that was when my next space was, and year's gone. I can't believe how fast this year's gone. I mean, seriously, what is going on here? Joanne, you played netball at school. You was goal defence. I don't know much about netball, to be fair. Even though they've allowed, because it used to be a girls' sport, but now they're trying to make original girls' sports. They're trying to make it more generic. So if they're a girls' sport, they can include men. If it's a boys' sport, women can get involved, which, politically correct, is fair enough. And that's fine. I don't mind. Girls don't play sports in Colorado, so when you moved to Texas, you were surprised to see girls playing sports in high school. You would have loved to have played. You were always a bit of a gamer, were you? You were always up for the challenge, were you? Joanne, you hated hockey, usually because people use the stick pretty dangerously. Didn't want to get whacked with the shit. Do you mean field? I'm guessing you mean field hockey and not ice hockey. Because, well, you're in Scotland, so it's got to be more along the field hockey situation. It's frustrating when because I feel that when you talk to an American and you talk about hockey, they may think I mean ice hockey. But yeah, we have hockey as well. I mean, I think we do have ice hockey, but whenever we talk about hockey, yeah, it's the field hockey. We follow a completely different style, and I remember playing field hockey at school, and it's like, do this, do that, do this, do that. I'm like, blooming heck, can't I just push the ball forward? But no, you've got to do all this fancy stuff with it. That looks like I'm just driving a mini car. Yeah, that would have got you around the circuit easier. Just drive around with your stick and just go. Actually, no, that looks like horse. That just looks like polo now. Polo with cars. Why not? Where the heck is my mind tangenting off to now? We're on horses. No, we're in a car. Where are we off to? I'm just gonna keep taking us around the house. What am I doing? Also got to add in here that Derby has dodgeball teams as well, so yay! Derby has some popular team, so we have the Derby Phantoms, so yay! And apparently they're not too bad of a side. They've been going since 2016, so at least 9 years. So that's good for us. We've got our own dodgeball team. I'm very happy to have that. And yeah, they're not doing pretty too bad either, because they're doing all right in the English Cup. I think can't remember exactly what it was. It's the English Trophy, the English League Cups, and I think we're doing all right with that. The Derby Phantoms last year, they apparently won the mixed doubles, so yay! We got rewarded for that. We got a little trophy or some sort of reward of some kind, because you always get a reward if you come first. Come on. Philly Mars. Field hockey was quite popular in high school, especially with the girls. All right. Would that be played with me? Oh my! To be fair, when I was doing the little car thing, I was thinking a more open top, like one of those kiddie Formula One cars or a go kart. Because you could put your arms out at that point. You huddled in there, you're not going to get your arm through. But it's very interesting. It's very interesting thought. Mowley, you've never been very sporty. Personally, I can't say I have been. Unless it's a game of pool or something like that, I can do that sort of kind of strategy, think it through games. I love those sort of games. Now they're great, but I'm surprised that I've never actually come across dodgeball as a sport. Obviously, I'd heard about the game, not just because of the movie, but the movies have got it so wrong, really. It's unbelievable. I mean, they put it down as a rain sport as well. It's kind of, yeah, well, there's a lot more stuff you can do when the rain's coming. But apparently, it was down as one of the easiest sports to do. And I don't even know if you actually did this, where you lined up against the wall. You had two captains, and they chose each of you. Because in the end, surely that's going to cause some sort of anxiety, isn't it? When you get for somebody who gets chosen last, that's got to cause a bit of anxiety. But yeah, suppose it's a nice game when you look at the real rules and the real strategic behind it, all the strategy, all the tactics, all these little things that you can do, all these additional variations that are in this game. Now I don't know exactly what these games actually entail, but I just figured that these are quite humorous names. But let's listen to the names and we'll see what you think. About these are team-based variations. You've got disco dodgeball. Yeah, it's disco. Yeah, I kind of saw a little video of this. They just basically dance and then occasionally chuck a dodgeball at each other. It's not really a much of a challenge. There's Doctor Dodgeball. Then we've got Prison Ball or Jail Ball, whichever one you want to call it, I suppose. Protect the Pin. This one I thought was quite cool. It's called Jedi Dodgeball. You could assume that one's got a Star Wars background to it, but I've got a feeling there's like one person, they're the Jedi, and they're the only one who can knock all the others out. Oh man, look at them. Cosmic Dodgeball. Oh, that sounds quite sci-fi style game, but they were all team-based ones. These ones I'm going for are like free-for-all variations. This one is called either the Hunger Games or Survival Ball. This is one where you've just got to survive while holding your ball. You got to pick the right time. In one step, you can only take one step forward and then throw. I'm just guessing that this is what. And this next one's called Killer Ball. I assume that everybody is actually alive after you played the game. I don't know. It's just fun hearing these names. Now we've got inclusive and simplified games. Apparently, there's also there's something fitness dodgeball. I'm guessing that's an exercise. 9 lives dodgeball. I've got a feeling that's basically you've got to get hit 9 times, or you've got to hit 9 people, something like that. And we can continue with the cosmic dodgeball, but this one is without a team, so you can go cosmic without your team. There's also a few more random ones here. I'm not sure about the style. You've got Gaga Ball, Blob Ball, Courts and Revival, Dandy Shandy, Dibek, Fireball. I don't know why I didn't like that, but hey, there you go. Kill the Camper. These are all names for games. Just Maram Piti. Apparently, this is an Indian version of dodgeball. We'll see what. Then they use different form of ball. Some of them use like a tennis ball or something. Then you've got poison ball. I don't think the ball is poison, but it's one of those where I'm guessing if you touch the ball, it's like poison. President ball. I've got then 7 stones, which is also an Indian variation. Spider ball. Sorry. A spud ball, which is one where you it's a tag and dodge game with the goal of not spelling the word spud or S-P-U-D. So you've got to try not to spell that word. Sounds interesting. And then this one I've seen is a variation, but it also has a lot of pull on YouTube as an actual tournament. It's called Trampoline Dodgeball. Now, it's at first, when I first read up and thought of it, when I read the word trampoline dodgeball, I thought, oh, that's going to be silly. But when I see it, it looks amazing how they do it. It's basically, literally just playing real dodgeball, but bouncing up and down. The thing is, you can use the bounce as a power throw, because if you can judge it right, you can jump and get the power and literally whack it down on somebody. The only issue is they could do the same thing to you, and you could both hit each other. Then nobody's better off. But hey, it looks so fun to do. Just bouncing up and down. Oh, sorry, I'm wearing myself out here. What's Tai Chi? Never done Tai Chi, haven't it? Not sure what that is. Terry, you used to play golf pretty good. You practice lots of driving range. You believe if you just practice, you can get good. But you've only got to enjoy whatever activity you're doing. Absolutely. Enjoy your activities. Oh, Marley, you've done Pilates, have you? You gotta keep your balance good. Oh, we're watching Kitten Academy as well now. Terry, for over 8 years, you went to water aerobics 5 days a week. The instructors were great. I loved every minute of it at the YMCA. Oh, yeah, well, yeah, I figured you were talking Kitten Academy. Water aerobics sounds fun, does it, Joanne? It's good if you know how to swim and you're not scared of water. Because yeah, anything without water, I'm happy with. As long as I don't have to run either, because my leg will give out. But yeah, you, Philly, you love seeing the kittens turn to the Black Ball Tower into a movable Dalek. Yes, that's what you got. That's what you guys are calling it, aren't you? You're calling it the Dalek. Yeah, I don't know where that came from. We called it a Dalek. It was funny. It's funny watching the kids go, watching the kittens go in the middle, and then you just see them pop, and you just see them popping their head out. That little cute face that you see. Mr. A's going to do a close up soon. Close up at some point again. It has a 2-kitten capacity at the moment. You'll be lucky if you get one soon, because these blooming kittens are growing at super speed, aren't they? They just. Why do these kittens have to grow so fast? It's amazing. It's incredible. I'm sorry if I missed anybody giving out their Dodgeball stories. You like I say, if you've got a story of you playing Dodgeball at school, feel welcome to share your stories. You don't have to. I just hope you've been enjoying tonight's show. I just hope you've just been having a good natter and a good ramble with each other. And I'm wearing myself out here. It is the double clotted cream produced by Scribbles. Not sure I get that one, but anyway. Joanne, you just got a notification. The Purell universe. Great AI kitty vids on YouTube. Oh, right. Don't leave yet. You still got 20 minutes, yeah? Just give me 20 minutes. Please. Please, give me 20 minutes. That was in reference on why the kittens are growing so fast. Oh, I see. The nursing your clotted cream. Okay, sorry. I'm a bit slow. Yeah. Anyway, well, I could say it looks like you're having fun. I'm having fun. I always enjoy this. This is why I wanted to find a way of adding an extra video during the month, because I agree that it's hard. It's hard for me sometimes to do these, because you see how much energy I can get sometimes. If I did, it was wearing me out, because I did used to do them one every week, but it was always kind of wearing me out, and I wasn't really putting full effort into it. So for the live stream, it's still going to be the last Saturday, but sometime during the month, usually with a week's gap between the live stream, because if it's a fourth Saturday month, I'll do it on the second Saturday. I've still got to work it out how to do it when it's a 5 Saturday month. Do I do it 2 weeks in, or do I do it 3 weeks in? I might go with the 3 weeks, but we'll see how it works. We're still in the beta area at the moment, still trying to work it in, but I want to try and get more videos in it. Any more plans on filming local events? Nah, I'm not really doing that anymore. Ever, it wasn't doing me any good really, because I've had standing there for so long holding the camera. It was tough it was getting too much of a toll. I'm lazy. I like to sit down and do my rambling. It I find it easier. I'm sorry that you not seeing some of this. Though I will say Richie's been very, very busy. He's been his self. I've heard that his dinosaur self, his velociraptor self is still causing trouble. I know, I know. It's hard to. It's just hard to follow it all around anymore. It was just I was struggling to do it. It's the endurance, and my endurance was getting a bit less. And if I'm not enjoying doing it, then I just don't see any value in me doing it. But I'll keep trying to add videos in of stuff because it's on the even sillier history. Because finally, with these chipmunk, I didn't doing these chipmunk videos, or maybe even just short clips of me taking it out of one of my videos because I did it in fun and it just needs to be separated, and I want to make a goof a proper goof out of it. But we'll see how that works. But I'll keep doing keep trying to add a chipmunk video in just to add an extra feature, and plus you'll also get chance to text type with me as well. So I'll be in the chat with all you guys, watching your messages fly down, and occasionally needing to respond. Yes, yes. Well, I had 20 minutes. Time is flown by. Time flies by when you're bouncing dodgeballs. No, that didn't work at all, did it? No, no, no. Oh, I got the sniffs. I got the sniffles here. Ah, sorry, guys. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sorry. That's me pulling funny faces at you. Sorry. Oh, DJ doing how? I don't know. Is she? Is she doing decorations? Oh, when they get to Christmas. Hang on, is it Christmas coming around already? Where did I get? Where did I get that shirt? It was a Christmas present at last Christmas, because it's one in my newest shirt size, because all the other ones I have were bought in triple XL, and because of all the weight I've lost, I can actually slide myself into an XL now, but we're sticking on the XXL because we're not too sure about sizes. So it's like adding to that. I mean, now I'm trying to do my own exercise routines. I'm trying to get healthy. I'm trying to keep my mental health on check because I'm doing workouts and stuff, like mini workouts, just to get my breath going. I mean, I think me losing all of this weight is genuinely because of all this walking I've had at a time. But I feel like doing a little bit more, strength exercises, keep my body pumping, keep it going. I want to get my body strength up. I want to try and do the full body. I've been doing squats, been doing wall push-ups, all these sort of things just to keep myself moving, and it keeps me keeps me in the now. I know this isn't my mental health live stream, but you can do whatever whenever I do a live stream. I can always do a motivational speak for you guys. It's always nice to make sure you're all on target. Wonder if you'll find any decorations. Thank you, Philly. Whew. I'm trying to make a better living of myself, because it's definitely doing all these exercises and stuff I've been doing. I've been doing it for about 7 days now. So I've felt better, and I've actually wanted to go out. I feel like enjoying the conversations, because usually I'm sat out of the way. I try and stay out of the way, but recently I've been like, let's go up and let's go and chat to somebody. Let's go and say something. It's like a sudden boost of confidence. I don't know if it's just by chance, but even on the days where I've woke up groggy, I've still done a few workouts. My mind has been all right. I've woken up and I'm ready to face the day again. I just feel like it's something that I've needed, but I didn't know that I needed it. And I think I was in a bit of a flux, because I wanted to do exercises, but I wanted to do exercises that I know that I can do. Most of the exercises that I've seen involve you lying on the floor, stretching out and stuff. I just wanted something that I could do standing up, and now I've got a few exercises that I could do standing up. I'm all right. I will admit, I enjoy doing the shadow boxing. That one is quite fun, and it does get your heart rate up, especially when I pretend that I'm Rocky Balboa and pretend that I'm punching properly. And it's a good workout for me, though. It's one way to get the heart pumping in the morning. Before time runs away, anyway. What is next month's topic? Next month's topic is Hanover. One of my big topic, and that one's done. And my pastor Andy, suggested this one. I was gonna do just Germany next year, but next month, but I thought I'll just do Hanover, because Hanover has quite a good strong connection with England itself. So I thought it made sense. Yes, I'm doing Germany, but I'm also doing England as well. I thought that worked perfectly. Yes, exactly what you said, Philly. Thank you, Joanne. I'm Joanne Mowley. Thank you for your support. I am trying to do very well. And as I go on through my exercise routine, you might find I'm more confident on live streams. I'm more flowing. Or you may not notice any difference, because I seem to come alive when I do these live streams regardless. Though maybe I might not be in as much of a rush to go to sleep straight after this, because I give it the big one. But I just love enjoying myself. It's just a simple thing. Okay, Academy they've just done a notification for today's. Very, very good. So I hope everybody has enjoyed learning about dodgeball and how real dodgeball is completely different to the dodgeball that you see in the movies. If you want a true reflection of dodgeball from the movie, look at the making of, look at how much they had to go through, or so I've read anyway, that they had to go through a proper camp, had to learn everything. So there's videos of what dodgeball actually looks like. So I think you should check out some actual dodgeball tournaments and say, this looks absolutely nothing like the dodgeball movie. It's a lot more serious, a lot more organized, and a lot more better officiated. properly taken seriously by the World Dodgeball Federation when they started in 2011 with doing their thing, and then they started the World Championships in 2012, and then in 2020 they started the World Dodgeball Association, and they're all still running, and we're hoping they're hoping to try and get dodgeball as an official televised sport. But the thing that's holding them back is the fact they see it still as a recreational sport, and that's just disappointing because it looks like such a great sport. Yes, a fast sport, so yes, the fans may struggle to follow it, which is, yes, one of the reasons. But it's also finding enough people. I think it said on one of the things that they need it for it to go into the Olympics. They need at least 75 countries or something, or a certain amount of countries to get on board with the dodgeball, and just not enough have been joining in. But hopefully, after a while of promoting and just trying to get it all promoted, I'd love to see some dodgeball tournaments. Okay, Joanne, it's been great to have you here. It's been great to have everybody here. Actually, of course, you're all wonderful. So you are unalive when you are not doing your live stream. Well, I wouldn't say that, Philly, but I'm pretty alive. It's just you just don't see me on the camera. Though you do get to chat with me alive when I do my premiere videos. So I was testing the water with the Romans one because I know that one, the original video the original live stream got quite a good reception. So I thought I'll use that one because that one might give me a better representation. It seemed to do okay. I love having a laugh with you guys though, and I don't call myself NinjaChris Silly History for no reason. I've got to be silly. Maybe I should talk really slow, so when I speed it up, it'll be normal speed. No, that's actually very, very unnatural and quite tough on the throat. I probably shouldn't do that. But yeah. Anyway, thank you everybody for showing up this week. I hope that you're all willing to come and join me for my Hanover at the end of October. But in the middle, because we're coming towards the Halloween, I've got an old Halloween video that I'm thinking about chipmunking, and I think you guys will really, really enjoy it. So that's one that I've got planned. So the next live stream next month, yes, it's Hanover, but I think I'm gonna do a Halloween video I did a couple of years ago, which you should enjoy. I think. Well, I think I had fun doing it, obviously, because I'm me. I enjoy doing it. We're not quite. We're nearly. I can't believe how quick the time's gone. I worry so much, and I get panicky before the show. So it's worried that I'm not going to be able to fill the hour, and then boom, we're nearly at the hour ending, and now I don't want to stop. Because I'm on a roll here. I'm on a roll. I'm like rolling a dodgeball here. Just careful how much rolling you do. Yeah, they've got. Oh, I forgot to mention they've got different types of dodgeballs as well, along with rubber. They've also got foam, which apparently throws a bit wobbly, but it's nice and soft. But yeah, well, overall, thank you. You've been great. It's great that you're committed to coming every month, and now every couple of weeks, hopefully 2-3 weeks. I'll like to try and do more videos for you and try and keep us interacted, which I think is what you guys want. It's just I've been busy trying to find a way of doing it. But thank you, everybody, and I should probably head off anyway. So I'll see you hopefully in a couple of weeks with my Halloween video at super speed. It's been great, and I'll see you for the Halloween video. And if I don't make that one, you'll see me for my Hanover one. So thank you very much. I am absolutely shattered, but I am so grateful to have you all here. Bye bye, guys. Bye bye, my wonderful subjects. Thank you, Auntie Anne, for suggesting this topic. Okay, bye bye. Bye 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 bye.